It is time for today's Is This Anything with our friends at WIBC. Just Hammer today, Nigel not with us on this one. Hammer, the PGA Tour made a surprising announcement. It is forming a new partnership with Live Golf. You may remember we reported on this yesterday. Circling back around now, is this anything?
Yes, this is something. Not since probably WWE purchased their rival WCW Wrestling back in the day have you seen such an awkward merger. Now, keep in mind how this whole thing played out. The PGA Tour had a little civil war going on inside. Some of the players thought, I don't like the payout structure. I don't like the way we're being treated. So the Saudis came in and said, you know what? We're going to fund a new golf league. People that live in Indy kind of remember this as the IRL cart split. But the Saudis come in, they start this new league, they steal a bunch of the stars, the big names. We're talking about Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, and they pay them insane amounts of money. I mean, we're talking crazy, insane, hundreds of $1 million type of money. Well, the guys on the PGA side, they were left out of the mix of this big money. But the head of the PGA kept telling them, you're on the right side. You're doing the patriotic thing. You don't want that dirty Saudi Arabian money. You guys are patriots. Well, guess what? Now the dudes that made all that money are playing in the same league with the dudes that turned down all of that money. So as much as Rory McIlroy wants to feel like I did the right thing, I'm a good person, I don't think Brooks Koepka is going to feel too bad about making hundreds of $1 million, and now they're all in the same league again. And oh, by the way, the PGA head guy that was spewing all of this patriotic justice stuff, he got paid too.
Oh,
so
shocker.
Anybody that was the loser in this whole thing, it was the PGA Tour players. I guess kind of a hat tip for wanting to be patriotic, but they lost out on hundreds of millions of dollars, and now they're all playing on the same tour. And the dude that was feeding them all the lines got paid as well. It's something, it's dirty, and I can't wait to see the reactions of some of these players because the U.S. Open's coming up. Yeah. I want to see what happens if there's a little feud going on.
We will never know it and we'll never hear it. But, the rumor was that Tiger Woods got offered $800 million to go golf for Live, turned it down to stay with the PGA Tour. I would love to hear his response of, I passed up that money to play with the same guys now. So
right now, Tiger's got his own money anyway. Sure. And McIlroy's not somebody that's ever going to be broke. Let me make that perfectly clear. But he was offered allegedly 400 to 500 million, and he turned it down. And now he's playing with the dudes that took it all in the same tournament.
Yeah, crazy. Speaking of crazy, and we've talked about this a lot in other capacities. Yellowstone Park warning visitors to leave the animals alone. The National Park Service says 2 adult black bears were hit and killed recently by vehicles driving in the park. Is this anything?
It's only something if it was an accident.
Sure.
Okay. If this were an accident, accidents happen. I've been to the Gatlinburg area a lot. I'm a big fan of going down to Rocky Top. And if you're going up to like Cades Cove up there, my fellow hillbillies know where that's at. Sometimes you got to have that head on a swivel because you never know what's going to run out in front of you. Could be a black bear, could be an elk, could be whatever. But if you're the kind of person that goes to these parks like Yellowstone and you're poking at the bear or you're trying to get a reaction out of an elk or a moose or whatever runs around up there, you get whatever comes on the back end. If you get gored by a bison because you're being a moron, I'm team bison. I hope the bison broke the skin if that's the case, Cody. So I think there's a lot of unknowns here. Accidents happen, but if you're that type of moron that tries to screw with nature, I got news for you. Nature will always win because nature is freaking scary.
It is amazing how people are always surprised that the wild animal didn't like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that video of them with the bison. I'm like, really? You thought he was just going to be chill with you all up in his grill? But
yeah, the bison don't like selfies. The elk don't like selfies, and they don't like you.
Perfect way to end things. Hammer, thank you as always. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.